what happened to me in 89 and particularly 1990, when I had an extraordinary experience in Peru, was that my mind opened. If you like, my lens opened. I didn't know that was happening at the time. And what poured in was an extraordinary mass of knowledge, information, concepts and insights, which just came like a tidal wave. And I was, as I look back, in that 3 months, that's all it was, that period when Icke was a nutter and all that stuff, and the Wogan show. It was only a period of 3 months, and after 3 months, everything morphed back into where it is now. But in that 3 months, what was happening was very similar to when I'm sitting at this computer. If I tap too many keys too quickly, the computer freezes and goes, sorry, can't process this, I'm not working properly. And what happened to me was I got to a point where I simply couldn't process the information that was pouring into my mind, and it froze. And in that 3 months, if you'd have asked me what planet it was on, I'd have to have checked. But like I say, after 3 months, when the Wogan show had passed and all these other things, suddenly everything morphed into clarity. And like the computer unfreezing. And people were saying to me, I thought you'd gone crazy, mate. You're the same guy I always knew. They thought I was, because I seemed outwardly that I was. But something had dramatically changed. I was now not seeing the world that I was seeing before. I was seeing things I didn't see before. And that's when the journey started of putting the dots together that's led me to what I'm doing now.
Gotcha. And do you meditate, or what healing modalities do you use for your own maintenance and expansion?
I don't do anything.
You don't?
I tell you, I just follow the signs of life, and I'll make this point,
okay.
Gabriel. You know, I hear a lot of stuff about meditation, and good luck to people if they want to do that, and you know, sitting cross-legged on mountains and all this stuff in the lotus position, right? I tell you what, in my experience, is all we need to do, because everything comes from it. We have to change our self-identity. People self-identify with the reflection in the mirror. Mm-hmm. They self-identify with their name. They self-identify with their job. None of these things are who we are. They are what we are experiencing. And David Icke is not who I am. It's what I'm experiencing. I am consciousness, expanded consciousness, just like you are, just like everyone listening to this program is, and everyone on this planet is. The difference is recognizing that and not recognizing that. And if we identify with I am Charlie Smith and I work in the store and all the rest of it, then that is the point from which we will observe the world and ourselves. And we'll see ourselves in terms of little me, I have no power, and everything is what they tell me it is. Once you simply consciously move that self-identity from I am David Icke or Charlie Jones or Ethel Smith to I am infinite consciousness, all that is, has been, and ever will be, having an experience as David Icke, Charlie Smith, and Ethel Jones, suddenly everything shifts. Not, you know, exactly that moment everything changes, but the shift starts. And that is an energetic shift, and consciousness is energy, energy is consciousness. It's a consciousness shift. And as that shifts, you start to change. You start to see things you couldn't see before. You start to perceive in a much more expanded way than you did before, and everything starts to move. Because you are moving your point of observation from who we have been manipulated to believe we are to what we really are. And this conspiracy is terrified of one thing more than anything else, because that brings the house of cards down. And that is people becoming aware of their true nature. Because that will bring the whole thing down. The whole conspiracy depends on billions of people going through their life thinking they are what the conspiracy is telling them they are. We're not. And when we understand that, everything changes.
Okay. Well,
and so.
Quick question: why are you still alive?
Well, more people are going to see these entities and there's an energetic shift going on, Gabriel. And as it goes on, they're going to find it harder and harder to hide from us. More and more people are going to see them. Indeed, they probably are, because there's more and more talk about them all the time on the internet, etc. Why am I still alive? I've been asked that question for nearly 20 years. Well, this is the reason, and it's good news. And whether people accept this or not, I don't really care. I don't care about persuading people and what people think. I'm just saying what I've experienced and what I'm aware of, and people accept it or don't accept it. That's fair enough. But there is another force at work, which is in the process of helping people who want to help themselves, i.e. awaken, to bring this house of cards down, to bring an end to this. And that force is far more powerful if you connect with it. That's the point. People say, when's the cavalry come in? The cavalry's already here, but it's not about the cavalry coming to you, because they'd have to come down to your vibrational level. They wouldn't be the cavalry anymore. You need to awaken to access their energetic field, and then they can start to be influenced. You can start to be influenced by them in a very positive and a positive way. And it's not just as easy as you come into this world to try to make a difference, and you're making too much of a difference, so bang, bang, goodbye, get out of here. The people that get taken out are the people that are still in the 5 sense level of this conspiracy, and therefore are operating within its field of influence. If you can open your consciousness and connect with this force which is waiting to help us, get rid of this nonsense and bring back the world as it was before, paradise, before this intervention, this symbolic or more than symbolic fall of man, when humans became something far more limited than they were before, thanks to this intervention and manipulation. If you want to open awareness and connect with that force, then you won't be taken out. You won't be taken out, because it's more powerful than those who are trying to take you out. People can accept that or not accept it, but it's the truth. Okay. And so I've not been taken out, and I will not be taken out, because they can't do it. End of story. And okay, Ike's a nutter, but it's the truth, and people are going to see that. They can make life difficult for me. My goodness me, they have. But they can't take me out. And they'll make life more difficult for me in the future, the closer I get to the truth, and the more effective this information is in being circulated. Not just for me, but all the other people doing it. We've got to have a bit of backbone here and keep walking forward no matter what the challenge is. But can they take me out? No, they can't, and they won't. And eventually, this control system's coming down.